good? Was that a good impression, by the way? I don't know.
Yeah, it was good.
I could probably just drink water and then simulate the sound of.
The open was good. The drinking was a little cartoony.
It's tough. What is it? Yeah. What's the biggest I can do? I can do.
I mean, you might drink like that.
No.
Be distracted.
Imagine you drank like that in public. It's like someone. Anytime you take a sip of something, they'll go like.
Yeah.
Like that little.
That thing. Yeah.
You know, that old thing that some people do, and I'm sure you and I both do many times a day. I'm sure everyone does it.
Yeah.
It's just it's not until you notice it where you notice it. You know.
Yeah. And if you're doing it every sip, then
it's a little overkill. Imagine you're taking these little baby sips too.
Yeah. But if it's a hot day, you just open your first cold beer. You can have the.
Oh yeah, if you're
fresh sip.
When you are being refreshed,
you just mowed the lawn or something. It's really hot out.
Yeah. When you're being refreshed and you just want to, nothing like that. When you're taking the Nestea plunge, whenever you're drinking a can of Sprite or 7-Up.
Or 7-Up, yeah.
It could be either. Both have the refreshing citrus blast.
Those clear sodas.
Any clear soda. Is it? Is that science?
Well, I mean, technically any soda could be clear if they wanted to.
Yeah, it's all made in a factory.
Like
anyways.
I've had clear cola before. It's a weird experience.
Really?
Just clear Coca-Cola.
Oh, so you probably made this at home. Like the Coca-Cola company didn't sell this.
The Coca-Cola didn't, but it was like an off-brand cola, but it was clear. So you're like, what the fuck?
What was that like?
I don't know. It was just weird. Cola should be brown.
It'd be kind of like but yeah, exactly. That's what it is. I think there'd be that visual and then taste difference. Like imagine tasting milk, but it's not white.
Looks exactly.
Like you think you're like it's like and it takes the whole you think you're getting a glass of water, but you're getting a glass of milk. It takes it to a whole different level.
Yeah. Well, it's like I remember those stores used to sell like purple ketchup and shit. Weird.
Yes,
stuff.
I was a big fan of Heinz's purple and green ketchup.
Well, there you go.
I was all over that as a young child.
Did it feel different? Just because it looked different?
You know what? It was so long ago. I just remember being so excited to use it and then using it all the time. Yeah, anytime you're having burgers or whatever you needed, eggs, whatever you were putting ketchup on, because then. The look of ketchup in eggs. It's kind of like red and yellow, two colors kind of go together. They mix to create something else. But like purple is not a color of like food sometimes, if that makes sense. Put it on your burgers with like just and it was a dark green and dark purple also. Yeah. It wasn't like a light lime green or anything like that.
No.
It was a disgusting color of it too, and I loved every second of it, quite frankly.
There you go. I wasn't. I don't mess with those condiments much anyway. So.
No, you're a plain man. You're you like what's your order? It's always just burger,
bacon, cheese. Throw some bacon cheese on there. That's all I need.
That's all you need. No lettuce, no tomato. No pickles.
Save it for the next person.
Give double tomato to the next.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give
if we can do that, if they can have mine,
guy.
That'd be great. Because I'm paying for it anyways. I don't get a discount. So.
See, I always thought, isn't that the old trick? Also, you go to if you're at a fast food joint, you get something off of the burger, so they have to make it from scratch. They don't. If they just happen to have a Big Mac line back there, you might get it.
It does guarantee it'll be fresh every time.
It does guarantee authenticity. I mean, I'm not sure how much goes on back there.
Some people ask for unsalted fries.
Yes, that's a big one too. Yeah, then they have to come right out of the fryer.
Yeah, and they're Then you can't even eat them for.
And they're piping hot. You burn the roof.
Then they go and grab the salt anyway. Yeah. Like I know your tricks, you fuck.
And then it burns the roof.
It's not like we don't make them every 5 minutes anyways, but.
Yeah, now you just waited like 7 minutes in line for your McDonald's fries, like some kind of weirdo.
Do you remember when they had pizza at McDonald's?
No, I don't.
No, they took it away.
We must have been young.
Yeah, and I think because you had to wait, so sometimes you'd be waiting like 20 minutes for a pie. So.
Yeah,
so they took it like this isn't fast food anymore.
I mean, that's the point. But, like pizza takes the amount of time it takes to cook.
Yeah,
there's no way to make pizza faster. I don't think.
Not make it faster, but now we got those hot and ready shit. that's just kind of already made.
That's a good point. The hot and ready really changed the the fast
pizza game.
It really did,
Yeah.
you know, because you could walk in
You
and it would be there already. Like, how did they
you walk
know?
in with $5, you walk out with a pizza in less than a second.
How did they know that you were going to walk in to order a pizza?
At a pizza place, I don't know.
At a pizza place. I know it's strange. How would they even have guessed? How would they even have guessed?
I had one more pizza comment.
What else?
While we were on the pizza,
while we're on pizza, what else?
Oh yeah, the McDonald's pizza. I think because it was like a deep dish. It was like a tiny Pizza Hut pizza. That's probably why it took so long.
Oh yeah. Oh, deep dish. You think they'd be going thin crust?
Oh no, this thing was juicy. But enough of that. The McPizza.
That's probably why it took so long. To be honest.
Yeah.
Jeez. That sounds like a fun time. Is the McRib back? Is that back yet? That comes back every so often.
Every once in a while. Remember when kids used to have birthday parties at McDonald's?
I do remember having I never had a birthday party.
I never had, but I went to. I was like, I'm cooler than having a party at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I can come here. We come here fucking any time. What the fuck?
No, you have your birthday party at the bowling alley, and then
and then you go eat McDonald's after. So you get the twofer.
Exactly. Ooh, a twofer party. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Yeah.
I would never. I would never, Mike.
Well, you got to eat. You got to feed these kids.
Just feed them fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not cooking for fucking kids that aren't even mine. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's
the party. I already had to pay for their bowling and the cake.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Like, our parents had to pay for the party, like our birthday party. There's no way the other kids' parents paid. Did they? I have no idea.
But they're paying for the gifts though, so I guess it evens out.
Yeah, they buy a little gift and then
it's like the admission. You bring the gift, you get in.
I never thought about like the transaction of money, how that happens for a child's birthday party until right now.
Well, some parties you just hang out at a kid's house. Some parties you go places. It's all different.
No, it all makes sense. I'm just like I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
The loot bag.
The loot bags. Oh,
you get a prize just for showing up.
Just for showing up.
Some were better than others. There was, you could know going in. You could know if a good kid invited you. Be like, all right.
Well, that's the thing, right? If a kid lived in like more, in College Manor. If you're going to a party in College Manor, it's going to be bouncy castles and personalized name tags and
when Pokemon got hot, getting a pack of Pokemon cards in the loot bag, that was the shit.
I don't know.
Then every kid's opening the pack. We're all hyped. We're trading. We're laughing. Some are crying.
Yeah, the kids who got shit in their Pokemon decks are just off like on the other side of the room. They're going home sad.
Yeah. That's the gamble. That's the gamble.
That's the gamble with the packs. Just like you're playing your hut, just like you're playing your Hockey Ultimate Team, right? Sometimes you get a holographic Charizard.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you get just Professor Oak again and some green,
the stupid trainer
and some
card.
Green energies.
Disappointing.
Always, so disappointing.
It is legalized gambling for kids.
Kinda. No. Well, yeah.
Well, because back in our day, the store that you could buy them from, they would literally buy the rare ones back from you for cash.
Did you go to the one, kind of like across from
Huron?
Yeah.
Yeah, All-Star.
All-Star, that's what it was called.
Yeah,
there was that
that's
one.
That's where I got my, because they would buy and sell, so I could. You could literally, you're a kid, you make cash, you put $5 down for a pack, you open it, you get a rare card, you sell it back for $20. It's gambling.
And then you'd buy 3 more packs.
Then you buy 3 more packs, yeah.
And then sell kind of like the best one there. I never did that.
Yeah. Well, I would trade and stuff. Like if they'd have a card I wanted, so like, all right, I'll trade you this one, and then he'd give me that one, and then he'd sell the ones I did. It was a whole thing.
I do remember
when it was hot, he treated them as much as they were sports memorabilia.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah. I bought a $10 Machamp card one time.
Yeah, see, that's pretty much worth it because you could gamble on 2 packs, or you can buy the guaranteed card.
You can buy the guaranteed holographic Machamp that you really wanted.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted, really. I saw it; it caught my eye for the price. I'm like, damn, I'm taking that puppy home.
Yeah, if you don't, someone else will.
Someone else will. That's exactly it, right? That's the gamble, like you just said.
Exactly. The guy running the shop might be like, "Oh, wait a minute. What did I do? Put that in there."
I wonder what that guy's doing nowadays.
He's still running. This shop's over.
Where is it now?
It's in that plaza where Mandarin is.
Mandarin.
You know?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Western Produce. Shout out.
Yeah, he's still the
Walmart
same guy,
used
that
to be
bald
there.
guy.
Remember that? Remember Walmart used to that? Yeah.
And then it moved, and then we got a second one.
There's 2 Walmarts now? Oh,
there's that little
there's one by
the 404.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the only thing that could take up that large Zeller's footprint.
It's like this, the same exact kind of thing.
The exact thing. I'm pretty sure they just kind of gave it a fresh coat of paint. Just a fresh coat
slap
of paint.
on the yellow and blue, and you're done.
Slap on the yellow and blue, baby. Fucking corporate America, right? So far, we've covered Walmart, McDonald's. And
pizza.
And Little Caesars Pizza. This no more fast food bullshit, Mike.
That's another show.
That's a whole other hour that I'm sure we could dive deep into, Mike. But no, we don't have time to talk about shitty fast food. We just have time to talk about wrestling because it's Your Brothers Wrestling Podcast. This is it. This is the only wrestling podcast you can find online, hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne, my co-host, Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Whoa, mama.
Whoa, mama, on the other way. We're recording ahead of schedule, Mike. I think my last 2 weeks I'd been praising how committed we were to our every Thursday at 2 p.m. or something. We had our time, and it was so regimented. And then out of the blue, one of us suggested that, you know what, it's a Tuesday. Let's just go for it. And my entire clock is off because of it.
Yeah, but I mean, we had Money in the Bank. We had some extra shit. We had a lot. It's been a crazy couple days.
It's been a crazy couple days because we did have the pay-per-view. I'm looking all over my notes for AEW for the week, and then I thought we missed Double or Nothing. You'd be surprised how 2 days has really changed my entire go at it. So you know what though? Before we did have the pay-per-view on the Sunday, the SmackDown on the Friday just before that, and some huge news that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. But let's go around the ring. Around the ring, 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 around the ring. Because I don't know business at all. I don't know what anything means when it comes to things people say, like dividends. Don't know what that word means. I know it's a money thing. I have a very, very small grasp understanding on economy in general and stocks. I have no clue what stocks mean, but for whatever they mean, Triple H just cashed out $1,018,569 worth of WWE stock.
Not a bad little payday.
Not a bad little payday for him. So that's 23,255 shares. Again, that's so many. I don't know, why don't valued at $43.80 each.
Okay.
So presumably now, there's 23 shares open. And Mike, if you have any money lying around, that could be the time.
No, years and years ago, I've thought about WWE stock because it has gone up a lot, and then it goes down a bit, and then it goes up, But that's the stock game with anything. But no, the WWE people, they do this a lot. Vince McMahon will sell a bunch of stocks.
Sells a bunch of stocks. Well, it's funny you say that the WWE people do it a lot because later that very minute, Stephanie McMahon
oh, well, there you go.
sold the exact same amount of stocks and shares and all that stuff. I
think they just kind of know the ebbs and flows so they can buy it back later at a better thing. And I don't know. They have so much more stock than what they sell as well. So all right, quick $1 million cashed. I don't know.
And like I said, I know so little about business. I don't know why you would do it. But some extra cash in their pockets. That's all I got.
There you go. Yeah. I got no news.
It's been a short week. It's been a short week.
Yeah, all the news plays out on the actual shows.
That's the thing. Well, sometimes there's a lot of those.
Well, and then there's bonus things that pop up. The pop-up video facts that we can.
There's a couple bonus episodes. Yes, of course. We did watch both shows this week. There was no pop-up video style descriptions of rules or who people are, or just kind of anything like that. Which again, I thought we can still use. There's still time to throw it in.
Yeah. Yes.
There's still time to throw it in. Let's move on with the show. What's next, Mike?
Is there a tweet, or are we going to smack it down?
Damn right, there's a tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week.
Well then.
I was getting you to lead. I was getting you to lead me into it. It was perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another short week. Like we always say, you don't have to. You don't have to work in wrestling to win the tweet of the week. Of course. You don't have to be a wrestler. You don't even have to be employed by anything to do with wrestling.
Yeah.
Because this week's...
You don't even have to be a singular human being.
It has been companies. It has been all sorts of stuff. And it has been... this also applies to recent members of the releasing, of course. We're about 2 months into the day the Earth stood still, of course, and people still have to go on, including this week's Tweet of the Week champion, Michael Bennett.
Mike Canales.
Michael Bennett.
Also known as.
Two
yes.
different people. Not sure which one's the real name. But I guess he puts out videos all the time. He has a couple kids.
Yeah.
Of course, his wife Maria
Lovely
Canales, a personal favorite of mine.
Beautiful.
Anytime she's in a battle royale or some kind of rumble, it's going to be just one of the funniest. It's going to be the funniest part of the night, funniest part of the match for me at least. Anyways, he apparently their daughter Moon, wild name,
cool.
Also really likes wrestling. So he posts up a little video of himself and he's filming his daughter and she's doing super kicks and she's she's kind of like planting her foot. This kid, is like kind of like 2.5 or whatever, slapping her knee.
She's doing the slap,
doing the slap, doing the whole thing. And we'll give a little fun little shout out also to Tony Nese, who then had to like retweet it and say, "These young kids always checking their strikes."
Good stuff.
Just
Michael Bennett.
Michael, which one's the real name? You know what? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to not know. I don't want to know if Michael Bennett or Mike Canales is his real name.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know, but
okay.
His tweet memory will be etched in as Mike Canales, just because I think that's easier.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Congratulations, Michael.
Congratulations.
Okay. Should we just jump right into the SmackDown?
Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Jump right in, Mike. We will follow you because, of course, we're only a few days away from Money in the Bank.
Yes, just exactly. Just days away.
Days away.
Yeah, this one of the feuds that's been going on for months now. Consistent storyline booking that we've always wanted. Mandy and Sonya.
No. Consistent women's division mid-card booking.
Well, that too.
There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of explanation to that one.
Yeah. But yes, Mandy and Sonya. We're getting that match tonight. And they just kind of start the show backstage. They're warming up, getting ready. Otis is there. He's like, Mandy, how can I help you? And she's like, Joe, just worry about Money in the Bank. Gives him a nice little peck on the cheek.
Oh, that was a pretty good Otis you just did right there. I had a lot. I can't.
Calm.
I just can't do it. Yeah, but
when he's calm, he's more clear, and then when he gets rowdy,
who's your accent guy, Mike? Because you know what, you bring us. It seems like every single week you're bringing a new one to the table.
Well, I know. I think I should pursue some sort of voice acting career. Maybe no. You can be my agent if you'd like.
This could work.
If you have any connections in the city,
this could work out perfectly. Exactly.
You get a cut. If I get paid, you get paid.
10%.
Yeah, you can be my Uncle Dennis.
Oh, I'm Uncle Dennis. Ooh, I have a lot of pull.
But yeah, so Otis is hyped. Mandy's hyped, and Ziggler's on the other side with Sonya getting her ready for the match. And that's how we kick off the show. Mandy versus Sonya. Mm-hmm. If they could have put this on the pay-per-view if they wanted, but nope. We're getting it here. And, Mandy just right out the gate, hitting a big C trigger, bunch of punches pummeling on Sonya, but then she just starts going after Mandy's leg. Yeah, I'm liking this. Sonya's just looking good with her vicious, evil, talking trash as she's fighting, tearing Mandy's fake eyelashes off. But Mandy has a comeback. She hits some big strikes, slams her in the announce table, says, "Who's the bitch now, bitch?" So we get another double bitch.
The double bitch.
Yeah.
Huge.
And then Mandy goes for another C-trigger, but Sonya ducks, rolls her up, grabs the tights, gets the win. So good little match, but that's not the last of them.
Not the last. This Mandy Rose fiery baby face thing. She's never done it before, and it suits her way better than.
Yeah, it's working, and Sonya's looking great.
Just being mean.
She's continuing.
I feel like before the Mandy Rose character was just like mean.
Yeah, just a bully. Saying you're ugly.
Yeah, no real substance. But this push is huge.
Yeah, her and Otis both at the same time, just taking off. And then we get New Day and the Lucha House Party taking on Forgotten Sons and Miz Morrison, and Jackson Riker's there. He's got all that beef. He's their manager.
He's one beefy guy. I'm gonna say. I gotta say it.
Yeah. But anyways, this match was just kind of nothing too much. They'll fight on the pay-per-view, so Miz ends up getting the win with the skull crushing finale.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. And then Jeff Hardy comes to the ring for an interview with Renee Young. And he just kind of reflects more on his career again and being back. So, of course, Sheamus comes out. And he's like, yeah, no one cares. We're tired of the suspensions, the releases, the no-shows, all these second chances. So Sheamus marches down to the ring, and Jeff goes right at him, and he nails Sheamus. He hits all his moves, and he just kind of catches Sheamus off guard. Stands tall in his return.
Stands tall. And then this is a feud, right?
Yeah, but they didn't want it on the pay-per-view either, so we'll get a random match there.
Odd.
But then Braun Strowman comes out. He does his promo. I debuted with the Wyatt family, but he's not the reason for my success. And so then Bray comes out, gets in the ring, and he's like, this all ends Money in the Bank. And he offers him the black sheep mask again, and the Funhouse puppets pop up, and they encourage him to come home. And he says, I am home. I've got the title. So, bye. See you Sunday. He makes fun of Bray.
The puppets coming out is a great part of this whole PC shows thing.
Yeah, you can.
Because it makes sense that they would all be in one location and not traveling around from like city to city with the rest of the roster. It makes sense that they could all show up in one feasible location.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was. Then Sasha and Bayley take on Lacey and Tamina. Nothing. Yeah, the match was fine, but Lacey nails Sasha with the woman's right, and then Bayley dumps her out, and then she turns around. Tamina hits a super kick and Samoan drop and gets the pin, so she pins the champion before Sunday.
Yikes.
Yes.
Pins the champ. Will
she do it again? We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You want Tamina, huh?
Why the hell not? I love excitement. I love something to shake it up there.
Why the hell not?
Freshen it up.
Fresh,
it's the WWE 2020 slogan. Just freshen it up.
That's right. We get a main event. King Corbin, Nakamura, Cesaro taking on Bryan, Gulak, and Otis. But during the entrance, the Hacker takes over the show. And the whole "Are you watching?" and then clips play of all the rosters, tag divisions, women's divisions, and
all sorts of divisions on screens.
Yeah. So, are you watching? Are you listening? Because I am. And then, it says the thing about anger is you can always hear it before you see it. So we don't know. He's being cryptic still, and
yes, they still are. One thing, it's a man's hand. We've seen their hand, and it's a man's hand.
We've seen the hand. It appears to be of lighter skin tone. It appears to
be a lighter skin tone male hand.
I'm not saying Caucasian,
We're
but
not
lighter than
saying that.
Not our truth on this thing.
We're just ruling people out. It's kind of like Guess Who. Remember, you would just kind of like put the little.
Yeah. I know it's David.
Exactly, David with the mustache. Guess Who?
And then that is what this is. Guess Who? And then he plays a voicemail clip, and it says, "I'll tell you one thing: payback is coming, and it's coming real soon." but the voice has been pitch shifted a bit, so we can't really tell who it is.
Yeah, it sounds like they've digitally altered, just like a hacker, just like the Matrix style guy would. Who has payback that needs to be paid? Who needs to be paid back? Or do you think that's just
I don't know. I think
a general I'm coming for you thing?
I think he's implying that there's a snake in the grass. He keeps showing all these clips of people. Someone's not who you think they are.
Oh, so you think it's someone who is currently being wronged?
I don't know. Yeah, but they don't even know they're being wronged.
Interesting.
Behind their back, I don't know.
Interesting.
But the truth shall be heard. That's the slogan. So the mystery continues.
That's the T-shirt. The truth shall be heard.
That's the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Our Truth used to say that, actually. But
oh yeah, maybe it's our truth.
We just
ruled out. We've seen the hand. This is why we ruled. This is why we rule things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, they have that match. Eventually, it comes down to Gulak and Corbin. Baron Corbin hits the deep six to get the win. Not even the end of days. But that's also kind of nice when they win with a move.
When they win the move, that's not
their finisher.
The finisher,
yeah.
and
like a signature.
Both of those,
because it always gets an ear fall.
Both of those look really good, though.
Oh yeah, it's still a good move, especially when you do it on a smaller guy, that you can just spin around 10 times.
Yeah, for all the things that I know I've been known to say against Baron Corbin, those are two really good looking moves. It's not...
yeah, they're great moves. And then, of course, after the match, everyone starts brawling. The ladders get involved, and everyone's taken out. Corbin's the last man standing, so of course he climbs the ladder, grabs the briefcase, even though it doesn't count.
Oh, you know what? And it's so, Baron Corbin has had so much change about him since the last Money in the Bank. It's almost like it's a new person. He lost all of his hair. He doesn't do the punk rock edgy gimmick anymore.
He's had two different. Yeah, he grew a suit and then he lost the suit. And now he became a king.
Now he's kind of in like a full onesie thing.
Yeah.
It's almost as if it's a whole different Baron Corbin climbing up that ladder. Same good looking moves though. I'll give him that.
We'll give him that.
I'll give him that. Yeah. Put that on the shirt.
That was our go home towards the Money in the Bank.
That was the go home towards Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So I think that does no time dilly-dallying.
No, let's just jump right in.
Let's just jump into Money in the Bank 2020. Review. Both from the Performance Center and Titan Tower. We have to climb the corporate ladder to the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes, we're here we go. Dual location, dual briefcase. Yes, one day. It's not WrestleMania,
but all one day.
But all one day, but very, very short, actually. Very digestible.
Was this show like 2.5 hours, maybe?
It ended at 9:25 p.m.
Oh, my Lord.
Which is like a record.
I watched this after the fact.
Yeah, and you were probably surprised. It was shorter than an episode
exactly.
of Raw.
I clicked on the part 3 of the video link, and the part 3 was kind of only 20 minutes. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
I was expecting at least another hour of show. It was... We'll get there as the show goes on.
We'll get into that,
but you probably watched the pre-show. I definitely didn't.
Yeah, well, so of course they're live from the green screen room again. I forget who, I don't know, Rosenberg and Scott Stanford when they were in Stamford, Connecticut. So
okay.
But anyways, the pre-show match, a bit surprising, was Jeff Hardy, his big return match. They built it up for weeks just to put it on the pre-show.
Interesting.
So Jeff Hardy taking on Cesaro. The match itself was good. They worked well. Jeff gets the win with a Swanton Bomb. And that was all you needed to know about the pre-show.
Is it worth a watch? Because I would say this is probably Cesaro's first. Oh no, sorry, I was thinking Cesaro was Sheamus. Never mind.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah, so
again, same guy. I don't know.
But still a little surprising that they put this on the pre-show.
That's surprising. Cesaro just takes losses, though. That's what he does. So that's at least not surprising. That is Cesaro.
He did win at WrestleMania, though.
What did he win?
Nothing important. Another pre-show match.
Oh, didn't he win a... wait, this past year?
Yeah, he beat Gulak with the airplane spin or whatever it was.
Right. Right.
It was pre-show. Pre-show, but let's get on to the main show. because we're kicking off with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The New Day defending against Miz and Morrison, Lucha House Party, and the Forgotten Sons. And of course, the big bad Jackson Riker's out there getting involved. And
so
at one
is
point,
he on the team, or is it like a Shield, or is it like a New Day type situation where there's three of them who can kind of?
He never really fights so I don't think it's not really the New Day, but he's still part of the group.
Yeah, he's just kind of there to only give a huge move to someone in some type of shenanigans.
Like he can fight.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's so weird. So weird to see.
He's like the Sami Zayn right now. Remember when Sami wasn't fighting very much?
I think. Sami Zayn hasn't been fighting very much.
Well, that as well. Yeah, even before he won the title.
Before this, okay.
But anyways, he's here. But the ref at one point he's had enough, so the ref throws him out. Even though it's a fatal 4-way, it's no DQ. He doesn't have to listen, but he does. He leaves.
At least he's respectful to the rules of the main roster.
He's like, okay.
God damn
it. And Lucha House Party, they look good here again. Mm-hmm. Grand Metalik, I think, was my standout of the match. So, every time they've gotten screen time these last couple months, they've looked
they
great.
show up, they do something fun, and that's how that's how they will forever be used.
Yeah, they survived the release inning.
They survived because they're so fun to use. Clearly,
exactly.
You need someone to throw around.
And John Morrison, of course, looked great as well. Mm-hmm. All his athletic. We had a Spanish fly off the top rope onto a group of men on the floor. And then, of course, eventually the finish comes when Big E hits the big ending on Grand Metalik to get the pin and retain the titles. But good, fun opening match.
Yeah, just super high energy, multi-man tag always works. It's and this was fun. All four teams looked great, really.
I gotta say, SmackDown Tag Division.
How's it feeling for you?
Looking a little fresh.
It's looking a little fresher. Okay.
Even though the New Day won, this was a good match.
Still pretty fresh.
Lucha House Party looked good. And Forgotten Sons aren't being forgotten right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But here's the next match that I would have swapped with the pre-show. Because R-Truth was set to take on MVP. This was another match that we didn't know about until.
MVP keeps getting matches somehow.
He keeps just popping up.
He pops up in his little Black Panther costume, and then he gets a match. And then, I don't know.
His nasal breathing.
Nasal strip. His decongestant nasal strip.
Yeah, so Truth comes out, does his whole entrance to the empty crowd, and he tries to teach MVP about balling. They're doing the little shots. And Bobby Lashley comes out. He's had enough of this tomfoolery and just tells MVP, take the night off. I got this. So Truth is like, all right, I'm going to take the night off too. And he starts talking to Lashley, and then he just turns and accidentally slaps him in the face. And he's like, I didn't know I did that. But so now we get Truth versus Lashley. And of course, Lashley just squashes him, hits a spear, gets the win. No sign of Lana. So this new MVP pairing.
Is the MVP is now his new manager?
We'll see.
So would you rather we address it or just don't address it and move on? Like, sorry,
what?
like as in on television.
What? Ditching Lana?
Yeah.
Or the fact that Rusev's not even here anymore?
No, I think just Lana. No, Rusev's fast.
Well,
we don't care about that.
Yeah. There's a bit of follow-up on Raw that we'll get to. Okay. But let's go. The match that you've been waiting for, apparently. Bayley's taking on Tamina. For the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yes, the rebuilt Tamina. She's got her new music. She's got her same look, but new push. And of course, Bayley's here, being a trash-talking heel, doing all her shit. And yeah, Sasha's out there, so Sasha was looking good too in this red outfit which she had on. I don't know, I liked it.
But it looked very much on the "I'm not ready to go" scale.
Yeah.
Just so you know what I was thinking. I was like, look, there's no way she's ready to go. Just so you know.
Well,
I'm just saying on first impressions, I saw it and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah. I'm not objectifying her.
Not at all.
I'm saying it was good attire. Wrestling, anyways. So yeah, Sasha's trying to get involved during the match. Bayley's like, help me, Sasha, help me. At one point, Bayley just grabs a water bottle, splashes Tamina in the face. And that was what enraged Tamina. So she hits a big super kick, followed by a Samoan drop. She's got the match won. But then Sasha just slides right into the ring. So that distracts Tamina, and she starts chasing Sasha around, and Bayley runs at Tamina. Tamina picks her up for another Samoan drop, but then Bayley just rolls through it, gets the pin, and retains her title.
And retains.
Retains her title.
Quickly retains.
Yeah, they got a little bit of time. It was fairly quick. But Sasha did get involved after the match, though, even in her outfit.
I don't know.
She hit this big running kick, and she like rolled her ankle on her heel. Or was that on Raw? I can't remember. No, she's not on Raw. That was on pay-per-view.
That was on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, she rolled her ankle, and she's like, "Oh, my heel!
Oh, my heel!"
But yeah, Bayley retains, so she's at like a year-long title reign.
Are you serious? It's been that long?
It's been around. It was last Money in the Bank that she won it.
No way.
Yeah, she won.
No,
she
but
cashed
somebody
in.
won in the middle there, and then she won it back.
I don't know.
Huh. I mean, I believe you. I just
Yeah.
have no idea.
Well, that's just the way she goes. But
Yeah, Charlotte won it for 5 days there. At
wow.
Hell in a Cell.
Wow, I barely even remember that at all.
Oh man, how could I?
5 days.
I mean, honestly, how could I forget?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's why you remembered, because it was Charlotte, and I guess that's why I didn't. But not today, Tamina. Maybe not ever. But the way they set it up seems like she's not done the way they beat her up after. But anyways, let's go to the Universal title match. Braun Strowman defending against Bray Wyatt. And this was just regular Funhouse Bray, no Fiend.
It was Funhouse Bray, no Fiend. Is this big enough for the Fiend?
Well, you predicted a title win.
But
you almost guaranteed
I didn't
it.
think we'd be getting Bray Wyatt. I didn't think we'd be getting Funhouse Bray Wyatt. I should have been clear. You're right. I guess next time Bray Wyatt has a match, we do need to first, who do we think's coming out? Because now there's kind of, there are the options of these two different people coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Bray was here, regular Bray, so Braun's in control early on because, yeah, Bray is more reserved and quiet, but as the match goes on, he gets more aggressive, and then the puppets, Huskus shows up, and he's encouraging Bray, and Sister Abigail, they all show up at some point. Yeah, Bray, he hits the Sister Abigail, and Strowman kicks out at 2, so he knocks him off the apron, knocks Strowman down, and then Braun pops back up, and he's wearing the black sheep mask. And so then he just starts acting like he's following Bray again. He gets down on his knees, he stretches out his arms, and Bray's laughing. He's loving it. He's overjoyed. And then this is when, all the other puppets pop up, like, "Oh yeah, you did it, Bray!" And everyone's pumped. Braun gets
even
up.
Ramblin' Rabbit.
Yeah, even Rabbit was there.
He's usually not on Bray's side. Not at all.
He's scared. Yeah, he gets hurt a lot. But
he dies.
So
He
Braun-
dies a lot.
yeah, he's the Kenny of the show.
He's the Kenny of the show.
So Braun gets up. They hug. They embrace. But then Braun removes his mask, picks up Bray, and hits the power slam to get the win and retain his title. And then as Strowman's leaving, we get a shot of Bray looking on, and then the quick cut of the Fiend spliced in. So we will get that rematch, and hopefully that's where the Fiend will win the belt.
And we will get that rematch. Yeah, like I just said, a great way of, if that sounds more like a SummerSlam thing, okay, that's fine. So let's have just Bray Wyatt instead. Boring old Bray Wyatt. If they're gonna do more talking in the middle of these things, though, we need a mic. We need it to be louder. Like we need like a microphone hanging above the stage or something to because especially in a match like this, these guys were saying things that were kind of like relevant to what was happening. To the actual storytelling, and it was just like, if I didn't have to, just a couple times, I just had to crank it up myself. That's all I got.
Okay,
that's all I got.
Fine. But then we got another quick appearance from the Hacker in between matches here. Same kind of message. Who am I? I'm everywhere. I see everyone. I hear everything. I'm the truth. And there's just more clips of various
of people on their on the social medias and the YouTubes and the GIRPs. Yeah.
Then we get the WWE Championship match.
Ooh.
Drew McIntyre defending against Seth Rollins. Rollins comes out. He's got new entrance music to match his Messiah theme.
A new thing.
Yeah, more slow, methodical, no guitar, no burning it down.
He's no longer burning it down. He's rising up.
Rising up. And yeah, this match was pretty great. They worked well together. I mean, they're both great wrestlers. Good back and forth stuff. Lots of trash talk during the match. This one, you can actually hear what they were saying pretty
These
clear,
guys were yelling what they were saying. I think in the Bray Wyatt match, he was just kind of like softly like, Braun, you know who your leader is. Where these guys were like, I'm all fucking.
Yeah. These guys knew how to get that vocal ability across.
Yeah.
I noticed nearly every match tonight, someone got tossed into the announce table. There was a lot of guys.
Yeah, a lot of announce play work. I also noticed so we had Samoa Joe on commentary for this match.
At least for the Raw matches. I feel like because I think the first 3 or 4 matches were all SmackDown.
Yeah, well, we had SmackDown, then Lashley. That would have been Raw, SmackDown. So yeah, I guess this was where he first maybe hopped in on commentary. Not sure.
Yeah, but he's great. Great on the commentary.
He's so fucking good. Oh my!
He just knows more than the other guys.
He knows more than everybody sitting at any table. He is more. He's better composed. He's more knowledgeable. Like, I'm almost at the point where I think I would rather. Oh no, I'm gonna add that. Never mind. Okay, keep going, Mike. Keep going.
I love it. Live inspiration.
Live inspo.
But yeah, good match. Rollins working over Drew's leg, hitting a bunch of big moves, but he can't put Drew down. So Seth, he goes and he grabs a steel chair and he goes to bring it in the ring, but then he decides not to. He has a non-heel moment. So Drew, they're fighting back in and they're on the top rope, and then Drew hits this huge German suplex off the top rope. Seth flips halfway across the ring. Drew goes for the Claymore, but Seth hits a super kick, follows up with a curb stomp, but Drew kicks out at 2.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, I popped.
Near fall.
I popped so hard when that happened.
That was a big near fall. Yeah. And Seth can't believe it either. He was like, holy fuck.
No one ever, Brock Lesnar has kicked out of the curb stomp.
Yeah, Brock has. It doesn't happen too often. It's believable. It was believable. So Seth gets up. They're going back and forth. Drew hits the big Glasgow kiss. Seth bounces back, hits a super kick, and then Drew bounces back, hits the Claymore, and that gets the job done. Drew retains his title.
I think he did do a countdown before. He did a countdown before that last Claymore, but it wasn't so much like expressing it. It was with his last dying breaths. He just kind of did 3, 2. Like, it was just like that fucking, and you could feel all the passion into. He had the other title defense, but like his true first title defense.
Yeah. And yes, great match. They delivered.
Certainly did.
And then afterwards, Drew, he wants to shake his hand. After Seth gets up, he says, "You're the man, but not tonight. So show the world you're a leader. Be a man. Shake my hand." And Seth does. And he shakes his hand.
Leaves the ring, and there's no furthering shenanigans.
Yeah, Drew says, "Thank you very much," and he leaves.
What a respectful champion we have.
So Seth, he just stands there bewildered. So between that and the not using the chair, there was some slight babyface moments from Seth here.
Interesting, yeah.
Very, yes. The shoot meter will fly off the rails.
Oh, is it flying? Is it flying?
Well, no, let's see. But we got to get to this main event here. The reason we're all
came. Because it's been both. It's been over an hour of show so far, an hour and a bit probably, and we hadn't seen either Money in the Bank matches.
Well, so we were speculating, is it going to be one long thing? Is it going to come out throughout the night? But I was glad they kept it all for one long bit. And at this point, it was like 8:55, so I'm like, this thing could go an hour, and we'll see. But yeah, so the Money in the Bank matches. Here we go. Both
simultaneously.
The men, they start in the gym. So AJ Styles, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, and Otis all congregate. Well, the women start in the lobby. So you got Lacey Evans, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and Carmella. Everyone kind of arrives. They play their music. And then Asuka's music hits last, but she's not there.
And at this point, everyone does a great job of like the hands in the air of, where is she? Huh? They do that great job of that.
Yeah. But they look up to the sky, and there's Asuka as she dives off the balcony, hitting a beautiful crossbody onto the whole crowd of women. And the match begins. They did ring a bell. I heard the bell
They did ring a bell. I did hear a bell ring.
It's official.
Maybe so they just played it throughout the PA of Titan Tower. I'm not entirely sure. Just bing, bing.
Yeah. So Asuka knocks down this group. She gets up, does her little dance, and then she boards the elevator by herself. And then the group of women, they're like, they run off to the stairs to go chase after her. And then we cut back to the men. They're all fighting in the gym. Baron Corbin picks up a weight, chucks it at Daniel Bryan, and luckily he gets out of the way because this thing just destroys the mirror and the wall.
Nice 45-pound plate there.
Yeah.
And then
the way Corbin,
his reaction is
I don't know why he acted so shocked.
Amazing. It's as if like it's that
He's
thing
like,
of
fuck.
Or it's you like, have you ever put a hockey puck through a garage door? And it's that moment where you realized I'm in so much trouble, but also like there's no way to explain what you were doing because obviously you shouldn't be shooting a hockey puck.
It's like, well, why'd you throw a weight in the first place?
Exactly. It's like, and he just has this look on his face that you would have as a kid. It
was like when me and my brother broke our parents' bed doing wrestling moves on.
What part of the bed? You broke the frame of it or something?
Yeah, like boom, slam, then the wooden part cracked.
Yeah, I picture them.
And there was like a moment where we dropped like half a foot to the floor, like doom. The whole thing.
It's exactly that, and there's no way to explain because Baron Corbin's got to explain because it's on camera. It's on camera that he. Too funny.
So that was. Then we got Otis picks up a giant barbell and then just places it on AJ's chest, so he's trapped.
Oh, that one got me too.
He's trapped. Yeah. Then everyone's leaving. He's like, Ray, you gotta help me, man. Ray just leaves him. So Ray runs off, and then we get our first cameo of the night as Ray runs past the bathroom, and then Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard, comes out, and he does his old "I love you," and
doesn't Ray say like, "Me too," but I gotta go. He kind of acknowledges it and leaves.
Yeah. So then the brawl continues. We're in the hallway. We're in the elevators. And the whole match, of course, has like a movie-style soundtrack in the background.
Yeah, which was great. I mean,
it was great.
They went for, again, the route of no commentary, which is the way to go. And just a little background music just kind of fills that space for us. It makes us feel like we're watching an action movie or something.
Yeah, and it was great. Yeah, the way just cutting back and forth between the women. So then we show the women, they're running up these stairs, and they hit the elevator button, which is continuity because it stops the elevator, so Asuka has to get out. Then everyone's brawling. There was like this fake wrestling ring area set up with like ropes on the walls.
Yeah, a brief little waiting room by the looks of it.
Yeah, Brian ties Corbin up in the ropes, starts hitting the yes kicks, and Otis is doing yes.
Until he eventually gets smacked with one of them.
Yeah, Brian's like, what the hell? So he starts nailing Otis with the kicks, and then he runs off. And then we get another cameo as Doink the Clown pops up from behind the chair, but this wasn't the real Doink. He's dead. So this was just some guy in a clown makeup.
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah. Then some of the women fight into a conference room, which has this Money in the Bank briefcase prop hanging from the ceiling. And so Dana's in there with Nia and someone else. But yeah, so Dana Brooke nails Nia Jax with a chair. She's standing all alone. She climbs the table. She unhooks the briefcase, and then she celebrates as if she's actually won. So Stephanie McMahon shows up, but she clearly wasn't actually there. They just show a video, and she's like, hey, Dana.
It does that cut where she's clearly just talking in front of a white wall.
Yeah. So she's just like, Dana, what are you doing? This is the Money in the Bank conference room. The real case is on the roof. So, yeah, didn't you hear the rules?
Yeah, as if she had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, so Dana's disappointed, and then Carmella just grabs a picture of herself off the wall and smashes it over Dana's head, and then moonwalks right on out of there, right into a woman's right from Lacey Evans, which was one of Lacey's only spots in the match.
Only spots in the whole match. It was great. Steph did make a comment to Dana when she said, clean up Nia Jax, she's drooling everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was fantastic. And yeah, what picks up the sign of Carmella, there's all sorts of posters and all sorts of stuff on the walls throughout there, which they kind of played with. But one thing I didn't notice, Roman Reigns, they like pause on a photo of Roman Reigns on a wall twice.
Yeah, there was a couple of
there was a couple things where I'm like, okay, if they're actually salty with this dude, they would have consciously removed that, because I very consciously noticed it. One of them was, I think, the Mania that he beat the Mania that he lost to Brock at in New Orleans. And that one when he was all bloodied up.
Did Carmella look any different to you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Was her? I know. Other than the poster of her on the one wall, I don't remember anything else.
No, I mean like in the match.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if she was wearing like a push-up bra or something. She just looked a little different to me.
Oh, okay, interesting.
No, either way, she looks great.
I'm sure.
But then, yeah, more of those pictures. AJ's wandering around looking for stuff, and he comes across a big poster of Taker, and he just kind of has some PTSD.
he legitimately had
sees the
flashbacks to getting the shit kicked out of him by the Undertaker.
Yeah. So then AJ opens one door, and then inside is this smoky room with a casket. And yeah, so more flashbacks. And then Alistair shows up, attacks AJ, and just throws him into that room. And then we get to Paul Heyman, who's just showing he's got this huge spread of food all to himself. When both groups of men and women, they meet in the middle there. So all this food. And then Otis gets a sandwich knocked into his hand, and he just goes, "Food fight!" So everyone gets covered. One thing I liked was Dana Brooke here. She still had the smashed picture over her head when this was going on. So
yes, she did. She comes in with the frame still around her neck.
Yeah. So everyone's slinging food. Shayna Baszler chokes out Rey Mysterio, which was nice to have some woman-on-man violence.
Which I didn't understand just why, though. I mean,
I don't know why she did
it was like
She's
sure.
like, "Fuck you."
It was like sure.
Yeah.
I understand they were doing the food fight, the whole food fight thing, which would have been funny.
Yeah, but I don't know why she picked on Ray.
Yeah,
but,
and it's sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, Carmella, Nia Jax powerbombs Mella through the table spread. I think Nia and Otis do like this big man slam, and I don't know, they run their bellies onto someone.
I think it was Ray.
Was it Ray? Yeah, poor little guy's getting picked on. And then Nia and Otis have this stare down, and they walk off. And then this is when Otis wanders into the cafeteria, and he's like, "Oh yeah!" Which I think I might have predicted him finding his way.
Yes, I think you did.
Cafeteria. And then he picks up a pie, and then this is when John Laurinaitis comes scooting in on his little scooter. Do you know John Laurinaitis?
I think I know the name, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I guess he invented the diamond cutter.
Interesting.
Which is the most. He was a former Raw general manager. But anyways, he shows up, does his little people power catchphrase, and then Otis nails him with a pie. And then, yeah, they're just more running along. Dana Brooke was the comedy character of the woman, it seemed.
Yeah, certainly.
Of, running past the janitor, slipping on the wet floor, which sounded like she actually smacked her head.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to fall, to slip and fall. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. And then Daniel Bryan and AJ, they're brawling off on their own when they bust into someone's office. And then the old man turns around, and it's Vince.
Which is what I wanted.
Yes, this was another spot that we kind of predicted.
Another spot we called.
Yeah. And then I think I mentioned this as well, that you could see his T-Rex skull and dinosaur bones in his office, which are real.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I assumed they were real, but I didn't know that he was known for his dinosaur bones.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Those things got to cost a pretty penny.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But yeah, so they bust into Vince's office. He just kind of gets up, stares at them, and he just yells, "Out!" So they slowly start to leave, and then AJ's like, "Chairs."
They go back and rearrange the chairs. They kind of like fucked up.
Yeah, they push the chairs back in their place, and they leave the office, and then Vince just goes and sanitizes his hands after like an old man. AJ's like, "Man, Brian, you acted like a real coward in there." And he's like, "Me? You're the one who told us to put the chairs back." Then AJ's like, "I did, didn't I?" And then they start slugging it out, but that was great comedy. Great comedy.
Yeah, a great spot of especially for the two guys to have to interact with Vince there. That's a great that's a great option.
Those are I don't know. They're great together.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, two of the best ever on screen together. That's just money. That's literally money in Vince McMahon's pocket.
Exactly. Little guys that proved Vince wrong.
That proved you don't need to be beefy to be a draw.
Sometimes that lean ground beef is where it's...
Yeah. Some people want some 90-10 ground beef. They don't want any of this 80-20.
Yeah. But then we cut to the roof as we finally make our way there. Nia Jax and Asuka are the first to make it up top. And then soon after, Lacey arrives. So those three women are fighting. They set up the ladders. And then just a really cool visual being on the roof at night. And
with all the spotlights, coming down on
drive by on the freeway, all these cars.
Yeah.
In America, it's a freeway.
Yeah, they must have had a helicopter kind of like flying around, kind of getting some
they
shots.
Had copters
also.
or drones or whatever.
Yeah, drones. That makes more sense.
they could afford a helicopter.
They got choppers. They got choppers over there at the WWE.
So these three women, they're climbing the ladder. Asuka knocks Lacey and Nia off, and she climbs to the top. And then Baron Corbin arrives on the scene, and he climbs up the other side of the ladder. But for some reason, he's trying to fuck with Asuka. He's like, no! I don't know. But there was 2 cases, so. But then Asuka says, fuck you, and just slaps him, kicks him in the head. Corbin falls down, and Asuka unhooks the case to win the women's Money in the Bank.
Unbelievable. Who did we call? I don't remember who.
Well, Asuka,
who was our... I think we both may have said Asuka.
Asuka was up there as a choice.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, we definitely agreed it was Raw. Maybe I might have said Shayna Baszler. Yeah, they didn't so much play the multiple people trying to go up for the ladder at the same time. Like you said, it was Baron Corbin was kind of her foe in that situation.
Yeah, like only half the women actually made it to the roof here.
Yeah.
But that was fine. Asuka, she's been killing it, so we're happy.
Of course.
But we still got some more action. The men's, Otis arrives. He starts fighting with Corbin. We get some ladder shots. Pretty much the only spots with ladders were just people getting hit. Yeah. But this was fine.
So
this was such a unique match.
And then they do this thing. So then Otis has like a second to himself, and he has the ladder in the middle of the ring. And then he steps on the bottom rung, and it just fucking breaks. And he steps on it like the second one, and it fucking breaks. And it got me to thinking who is the heaviest person who could go on like how? Because they're not real. They're trick ladders. Sorry, folks.
A lot of them are.
A lot of them are, especially the tallest ones that are intended to go all the way up to the top.
And the ones that snap.
Like I wonder who the heaviest person is to kind of win a ladder match.
I forget who it was, but one time they had like a double ladder where it was like twice as thick.
Right, that's why they need that. So like Mark Henry could climb it or something.
Exactly.
Because I was saying the same thing too. Like they're so kind of lightweight that it would tip back. I don't think it's sturdy enough to support all of some of the biggest guys here.
That's a good point. But so then eventually Aleister Black, Mysterio, AJ, they all arrive. Ladders are tipped over. And then King Corbin grabs Ray and he fucking tosses him off the roof.
Dead.
And then Aleister Black comes at him, and then Aleister's topped off the roof as well.
Dead.
So he's dead. Or he might have just flipped and landed.
That's just the first thing I thought.
Imagine Aleister.
Was just rip. Rip.
For Aleister, I imagine he did a flip and landed sitting down, like during his.
Oh yeah, that's what he did. He 7 stories up. He landed just on his butt.
So they're gone. They're dead.
I gotta say, this has to be these two. And Mike, if you remember something that would beat it, certainly tell me. But short of Hulk Hogan pushing the Big Show off of the top of like the Joe Louis Arena or wherever that was in Detroit, I can't think of someone who has survived a further plummet, because this is 7 stories up here.
We'll find out the details on Raw.
But no, my question for you is, has anybody within that 25-ish years amount of time, has anybody survived a comparably measured distance?
Yes, because this ended up being a 6-foot drop, so it wasn't that bad.
You're killing. But that happens tomorrow, Mike. We don't know about this happening right now.
I did. I saw the aerial shots. I knew there was a roof below the roof.
Okay. No.
But for the purpose of this match, they're dead.
No fun over here.
Well, there was no follow-up in this match. They just fell, and that was it. So you're left to imagine. Speculate. They could be in a black hole. They could be on a smaller roof. It could be anything. But Daniel Bryan was the last to arrive, so now we got 4 men. 4 men still in this match, going at it. AJ and Corbin both climbed to the top of the ladder. They unhook the briefcase, they're slugging over it. When Elias shows up, and he just smashes Corbin with a guitar, so Corbin falls off. AJ's got the case, but it slips out of his hands, and Otis catches the briefcase as it falls. He's got controlled possession of the case, so Otis is your Money in the Bank winner. He just goes, "Yo, Mandy, I did it!
Mandy, I did it!"
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? What a big surprise.
I can't believe it at all. They do that. Yeah, it's the same play. It's the same play angle that they did with those SmackDown tags at WrestleMania. Remember, like the other two guys hooked it up, and then it kind of like fell onto Morrison or something like that.
Morrison. But this is Money in the Bank. This is a world title shot,
which was
for Otis.
And it was just so funny to see.
Yeah, it was good.
I love this. This may have been my favorite Money in the Bank ladder match I've ever seen. This was so much fun.
Yeah, from beginning to end, it was another cinematic masterpiece that WWE's 3-0, I think, on those.
Quite frankly, they are. You know, all the other... It lacked a lot of the traditional brutality that we think about in the Money in the Ladder, like the Finn Balor dying off of a
sunset bomb onto a ladder.
Yeah, like those sort of very traditionally painful things that we think of. This was so much fun. I loved it.
It is.
I loved every second of this.
Yeah, there was no dull moments. You know, a couple people with 12 people in the match. Not everyone's going to be featured as much as we like, but it was just a quick, concise 27 minutes of nonstop fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot that was cut too, like a lot of things that they filmed, and you know when they were trying to put it all together, it didn't really quite work out. But like you just said, the perfect mix of comedy, the perfect mix of action. And that's it. That's it, really. Yeah, then, I was so stoked by this.
Yeah. So Otis, what's gonna happen? Is Tucker gonna turn heel, or we have no idea? But excuse me, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless, eh? Jesus Christ!
And like I said, the pay-per-view ended at 9:25. So crazy.
You could have gotten to bed. You put your kids to bed and and gotten there on time.
Then you had time to watch The Last Dance after.
You would have had time to watch The Last Dance if you chose to.
Yeah, if you should choose.
And that was the pay-per-view.
Yeah, overall, like even the non-Money in the Bank, everything was good, and it just flowed. It was so quick.
So quick. Yeah, these and you know, between Mania and this, maybe WWE is also 2 for 2 when it comes to putting on enjoyable shows, putting on an enjoyable pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'd say so. And at some point during the show, they announced the next pay-per-view, Backlash, June 15th or something. So 5 weeks.
We're bringing back, but did we have a Backlash last year?
I think it might have been something. The June pay-per-view feels like it's switching.
Yeah, one time it was Great Balls of Fire, and then it was never that again.
That was one time.
we never know what it's going to be.
And Money in the Bank's moved around. It used to be July. It used to be June. It's been all over the place, but we'll see. Backlash is what we got this year. It used to be right after WrestleMania because it was the backlash of that. But
right.
It's just a name.
And just like Fastlane was because you're on the fast lane because you're on the road.
The one before WrestleMania.
Because you're on the road, so you take the fast lane to get there. It all makes sense. It all makes sense if you pay attention.
Mm-hmm. And there was Roadblock, which was...
Of course, that was also similarly because while your drive down the road to WrestleMania might not be that easy. You might encounter a roadblock, or the alternate titled Speed Bumps also didn't. They workshopped just Gridlock.
Yeah.
Gridlock got close. Gridlock got pretty close.
Construction Zone was...
Yeah, and they had Roman Reigns dressed up like a construction worker, holding a jackhammer. Looked pretty good.
All right. Good pay-per-view, though.
It was a great pay-per-view. Mike, should we take a break?
Yes, let's take a break.
We should wrap up this first half of the show.
Yes, and we'll come back. We'll play a fun game. Not trivia, but another fun game that apparently is still being written as this show goes on.
Ongoing games that we're writing, and of course the Fallout's Money in the Bank that you're definitely going to want to stick around for. So we'll be right back.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
And we're back here with the second half of the show. Of course, because wrestling world just keeps on moving. I feel like I say that. I feel like I say that every single week, but it's a statement that will never be incorrect.
For now, as long as time moves in a forward motion.
As long as time moves in a forward motion and the state of Florida continues to be the Wild West, I think we're good to keep having weekly wrestling.
exactly.
We just had our Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and of course we have Monday Night Raw coming up. But before we get to Monday Night Raw, we're swapping trivia this week for something that we have definitely done before, and this is a little bit of Would You Rather. Would you rather, Mike? So fun. I have a bunch. I have like, I don't know, a bunch. How many do you have?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah, let's go back and forth until we're not feeling, good anymore. I guess there's no real game to play. There's no real need to explain the rules. So would you rather? I guess, one person asks which one of those two things they would rather have, and the other person chooses. They can choose to give a long explanation as to why, or they can choose to give a one sentence.
Yes, but you must.
Must choose an answer. Mike, Mike, we just had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So your first would you rather for you, Mike? Mike, would you rather win the Money in the Bank or win the Royal Rumble?
Well, this is a good question. It's a good question.
I mean, you're getting a shot either way.
Yeah, prestige-wise, I'd rather win the Royal Rumble. But for the sake of winning the championship, the Money in the Bank is the easier opportunity. But so it depends if I'm treating it in kayfabe or in real life.
Well, again, you can play it however you want to play it.
I'll assume I'm in on it. I'm part of the business, and I'm winning the Royal Rumble to go to headline WrestleMania.
Because that's what it is. It's headline WrestleMania, which really is the true honor there. Mike, I have to go the other way though. Because to me, I think winning the Money in the Bank would let me work at my sneakiest. Right? You know how R-Truth was bringing a ref around everywhere with him? I would be I would be the R-Truth of the Money in the Bank championship, bringing a ref to like someone when they're sleeping, or something like that. Maybe not you cashing in yet, but like threatening him, like, hey, I can do this anytime I want. And I think that would be me. I'd be conniving.
Fair game. All right. Now, would you rather see King Corbin have a world title reign, or Jinder Mahal has another world title reign?
Oh, this one's tough because I feel as though,
I don't think you quite hate Jinder as much as
I don't for some reason.
I don't want to say hate, just I don't really.
No, we
care
feel differently because I think you.
We do feel different.
Because I guess maybe you have more exposure to Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Like when I think of Jinder Mahal, I think of him occupying that world championship for like early on in my wrestling career. So kind of holding back from a lot of that AJ Styles prime that I loved so much.
Yeah.
This one's tough. You know what though? I think both of them have worked incredibly hard to get to where they are. But I think Baron Corbin is more championship material.
Yeah, I will go with Corbin as well. Especially at this moment in time, even though, we don't always like what he's doing, he's in there. He's in there. Yeah, he's got those two moves.
He would be more of that, an actual choice where...
Yeah, more believable.
I even remember when Jinder won, and his whole thing felt very forced,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Corbin, they've at least been constantly, he's always around. He's always in the picture. Mm-hmm. So there you go. All right.
Okay, Mike. Question number 2. Okay, so Mike, Mike, you do commentary. So this is this is a world where you already do commentary on wrestling shows.
Sweet.
Okay, so would you, Mike, rather be the Michael Cole of the show or the Corey Graves of the show?
I'd rather be the Michael Cole of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Just focus more on the action, less on the bickering and complaining and all that shit.
All that shit, Mike. I'm gonna have to pick the same answer with you. I'm gonna have to also want to be the Michael Cole only because I would love to have a few things that I repeat all the time. I would love to have the big dog or
the big dog.
It's boss time. I would love to have something that you have catchphrases. Michael Cole almost has catchphrases, and
he's just like the wrestlers. He's got his own.
He's got his own, and that Michael Cole baby sign that we saw still makes me laugh.
Yeah, one of these days he's gonna cross paths.
One of these days, Adam Cole and Michael Cole have to at least talk about it, right?
Yeah, we gotta say
Because
something.
if it was spelled differently, if one was COAL, one was COLE, I would at least be like, okay, they're different people. But if Kurt Angle can have a fake black son, I'm pretty sure Michael Cole can be Adam Cole's father.
Yeah, I don't see why not. But let's go on here. Would you rather have Daniel Bryan go to AEW or Kenny Omega to WWE?
Oh, man. Yeah, this one's tough because both would elevate the other's thing so much.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to say, oh, my God. See? Okay.
Because look at AJ Styles has been treated quite well in WWE, which gives me hopes that Kenny Omega could be the same time.
Yeah, and of course AEW has been, the level that it's been this whole time, and we're big fans. But that isn't to say that we believe that if the deal had worked out differently, and the Elite had gone to WWE, I still have faith that things could have been fine.
For AEW?
No, like as if there was no AEW. Remember when there was they were
like the Elite would have been in
like
WWE.
They were free agents, and they talked to Triple H. We definitely covered this in some Around the Ring news at one point.
Yeah, and the Elite.
Yeah, and Adam Page was going to go to NXT and get a rocket up his ass, and the other guys were going to go to the main roster, and they could opt out of their contracts after a year if they weren't happy. I still believe that. I think things could have gone well if the Elite had gone there.
Yeah,
it's not like it would have been. It's not like it would have been crap or anything. But, fucking Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's character work is so good that he can honestly work with anyone. Daniel Bryan and anyone down there is a dream match.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan
versus
Orange Cassidy,
MJF.
Oh yeah, no, wait. Why did I think Orange Cassidy first? It would also.
I don't know.
That was my first.
I
was like, oh my god, Daniel Bryan Orange Cassidy is a fucking.
I mean, that would be a dream
match. Let's go Kenny Omega to WWE. I think he would. If we want to freshen it up, if they would allow the one-winged angel. No, that's also that's a little side. Thing. They have to allow that move.
I think he could do the one-winged angel.
Yeah. Him and AJ, him and Seth, guys coming up from NXT one day.
Yeah.
And then even guys like Roman Reigns is great. Like even just
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, even guys who don't have that
Brock Lesnar
different style.
Kenny Omega.
Insane. That would be the biggest wrestling match
I'm going
ever.
Kenny Omega as well.
Good.
Just because
Perfect.
of that.
Just because of
Daniel Bryan.
Because the potential of Kenny Omega Brock Lesnar. Yeah. That one matchup is enough.
And Omega Bryan would still be in WWE under this. So,
yeah.
I guess either way we could get. But so there's that one.
There's that
Kenny
one.
Omega.
Kenny Omega. Okay, Mike. This is we're going for another one here. Okay, so let's say you and your partner are maybe out at a mall or out.
My tag partner or my life?
Your
partner?
life partner. Sorry,
okay.
This is your life partner.
Okay.
You'll say, or you're walking around the park or something. It's a nice day or whatever, and you guys get into an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you rather that your partner argues with you like Asuka, or argues with you like Alicia Fox?
I guess Asuka. Because, Alicia is just crazy. Asuka, at least, people might not understand what she's saying if she's still speaking another language. And even still, she's just more funny than Alicia Fox is just crazy. Crazy wild. People might call the cops. So, I'll go with Asuka.
I got to pick Asuka, too. Yeah, same kind of thing. People might not know what she's saying, which I feel like would benefit me in terms of the embarrassment level.
Yeah. You could just play it off. I don't know.
I love Alicia Fox so much, though.
Yeah,
Again, the Alicia Fox, Maria Kanellis duo and any women's battle royal is going to be good.
Yeah, Alicia Fox's whole entrance with her captain's hat and everything.
Wasn't she recently the captain of something?
I think Survivor Series.
It was Survivor Series, the women's, the Raw women's team.
2 years ago now, I think. Not this year, the year before.
Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, right, because this year was, SmackDown, Raw, NXT.
Yeah. But miss you, Alicia.
Did she? I guess she did not fall victim to the releasing.
I don't think she's been released, but she hasn't been around in a while.
Of course not. Yeah.
Not even in the Royal Rumble this year.
It's too bad.
Too bad. All right. Next for you. This is another kind of personal thing. So you have the option. You must do one of these. You have to be a male escort for the night with either Nia Jax or Tamina. So you're a male escort. You're expected to be a gentleman and do some things.
Do some things. I guess a good point. Okay, so
it's a gray area. Legally we can only say so much. But Nia Jax or Tamina, they're paying you. They got a night with you, and they want to have a fun night.
Oh, this one's tough. I'm gonna say Tamina. She can get that super kick up there. She has a little more flexibility than Nia Jax would. And she has that frog splash. She's quick. She's agile. So Tamina.
All right. I'll pick Nia Jax so that so things don't get awkward. So we can each have one woman there.
Well, we are after all just some male escorts, Mike. So it doesn't matter what we want.
And I'll climb the mountain of Jax and conquer it.
Wow.
Is what I'll do. And I'll take the money though. I'm not doing it for free.
Okay, yeah, not doing it.
We're male escorts after all.
We are
right?
male escorts after all, Mike.
A price to be negotiated behind closed doors.
TBN, as they say.
Yep. Okay, that's that.
Okay, Mike, I got one here for you. Mike, would you rather? Would you rather be acting as one of those security guards that Braun Strowman throws around in a backstage segment, or be a jobber on a big superstar's first week back from an injury? It's like you've got a match against someone they haven't had. They've been out for a couple months.
Yeah. I guess I'd rather be the jobber than at least get my name out there.
Yeah, you get some. Well, you might not get your name out there, but
they usually at least flash their name, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they don't, but at the very least, I'll get to be inside the ring.
You get some ring time.
You can say you were in a WWE match for the rest of your life.
You can. I got to go with you there, Mike. It would be an honor to do the job.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, man, I lost to Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. Imagine losing to Brock Lesnar. Wow.
All right. Okay. Would you rather? We have the hacker angle. And when all is said and done, would you rather the reveal of the hacker be CM Punk or Vince McMahon?
So CM Punk sees the truth. See, I'm going to say CM Punk. I feel like this should be easier.
Yeah. I mean, it's your choice.
It's so hard because either way, either one would be crazy.
Yeah, Vince, I just put in as a swerve because I couldn't think of another wrestler on it.
That would be the craziest swerve.
It would be a crazy
even
swerve.
Even if it's like the hacker CM Punk, you're kind of like, oh my god, I knew he was going to come back. But if it was like somehow they incorporated this thing and if they made it this year's Who Killed Roman Reigns, and were really able to play the story, and then it turns out to be old man Vince
Vince fucking with shit from the top.
Yeah, who barely probably knows how to use a computer. Who still they still have dial-up internet in his office because they're worried that too fast internet connections will be a problem.
Yeah, people can hack into your network.
But CM Punk is, I think, like an actual legitimate, not long shot, but a legitimate almost type
answer.
Chance. Exactly.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I gotta say Vince McMahon just because it would be so crazy if the angle of the year ended up just being Vince.
Yeah, it would be crazy. But yeah, I'll go CM Punk just to have him back in the fold, just to take him back. But okay. Either way, we'll see where this angle goes.
Yeah, because it could be this year's or angle of the year. You never even know. We're a little bit into it.
Yeah, it's been going a few months now. The teases have been good. It's all about the payoff. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, Mike, here we go. I got another one for you here. Would you rather perform the Darby Allin coffin drop at Fyter Fest, the one that Cody Rhodes got out of the way from? Remember that? On the apron, on the ring edge?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Or would you rather do the Io Shirai moonsault onto Rhea Ripley off of the cage at this year's War Games?
I guess I would do the... so this is another one. Real life versus kayfabe. In real life, I guess I'd rather do the coffin drop. It's less risky. The bump would hurt, but you're not doing a backflip off a cage. You're just landing on your back. But the backflip off the cage would look way cooler. So if you're a wrestler, you want to look cool. So it's a tough one to say.
It's just not meant to be easy.
Yeah. But I guess in this situation, I am a professional wrestler, so I will do the moonsault off the cage.
Because it's a great looking move.
It's a great move. Yeah, it'll be forever remembered.
Mike, I got to go the other way on you on this one. I want to be Darby Allin dropping that coffin from whatever height that it was. That reaction. Because we've seen moonsaults. We've seen people jump off the cage, but very rarely do you see somebody just kind of fall back first. And that reaction will always get to me to this day. So I'm Darby Allin.
You're Darby Allin.
Darby Allin,
right.
baby.
Okay. Do you have more?
I've got one more.
All right, I'll do one more then as well.
Perfect.
But hopefully you know the other wrestler on this one.
Is it my go or is it your go?
My go. Okay, sorry. But it involves we'll just see if you know.
Okay.
So would you rather have Jake the Snake come out and put his snake on you? Mm-hmm. And then, whatever the snake does from there is up to the snake.
It's up to the snake. Jake the Snake has no control over the snake once it's out of the bag.
Yeah. Or would you rather the Boogeyman? Do you know the Boogeyman?
Yes, I do know the Boogeyman.
Okay. So either Jake the Snake puts a snake on you, or the Boogeyman comes out and he puts the worms in your mouth. Yeah, his whole worm gimmick. You've seen that?
So gross.
It is gross.
And the worms have to be alive, or can they be dead? Do we know?
Well, whether they're live or dead, they're real worms.
Yes. Okay. Well, because my mind thinks
probably live.
Because if I can feel them squirming around in my mouth, I'm gonna vomit.
Live. They have to be live for the visual. Boogeyman uses live worms. So. Live worms versus live snake.
I'm gonna have to go snake on this one. I think. Oh my god, but that could hurt. No,
it could bite your jugular.
It'd be fine. Jake the Snake's a mean guy, but he's not so mean that he would give you like a.
Not that he wants a snake to attack
venomous python in a bag.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna die, but the snake could bite you in the eyeball or something.
You could
if it wanted to.
Point.
That's all.
I'm still going. I'm still going snake.
Snake? Yeah, I'll go with the snake as well.
It's too gross. I would just I'm not going to vomit with a snake on top of me. I might freak out.
Especially because the Boogeyman, he takes worms out of his mouth sometimes and puts them in.
And in this day of age, right?
Yeah. So there you go, Jake the Snake.
Mike, I have one last question for you here. It was written nigh moments ago. Mike, would you rather Samoa Joe stay on commentary or keep trying to return to in-ring action?
I want him to keep returning until he can't, and then he'll have a nice long career on the table. But, in the meantime, in between time, he can keep doing this. But I want him to have at least one world title reign before it's all done.
Yeah, I was when I mentioned this during the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, it was just because my mind at that moment thought to myself that I think I want Samoa Joe to just be on commentary for his physical sake, and quite frankly for the commentary team's physical sake also. Like, he could add so much to any show, NXT to Raw to SmackDown to.
It was like this past week on Dynamite, not having Jericho. There was a difference.
You noticed.
After multiple weeks of him killing it, Not that the other guys don't do a great job, but yeah.
You noticed, and WWE has so many commentators. I mean, I think it was just last week we just noticed that Mauro Ranallo returned to NXT.
Yeah.
Like, you do notice when things are different.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
who knows?
yeah, no, definitely a positive. But he can do both, so I'll say keep fighting until you can't fight no more, Joe.
Till you can't fight no more, and then when you can't fight no more, we're ready for you.
And you can talk. You can talk for the next 12 years.
We're ready for you on the desk, bud.
Yeah.
And that was our Would You Rather for the week. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it's always a good time.
It always is. Like we just said, though, of course, because Money in the Bank was mere hours ago when Monday Night Raw has to happen.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Of course,
Yeah.
the fallout from that. Otis isn't on this show, but I don't think that's to say that he couldn't show up and cash on
contract.
Drew. The contract is for a title shot.
It's in play. It's always in play. So, but of course, last week they announced that Becky Lynch is going to confront the Money in the Bank winner, and then I don't know, kind of earlier in the day there was a speculation that she's got a big announcement. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. So we just kicked the show right off with the Raw Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch. But she's walking down to the ring. She's got the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase and no title belt on. So something's up. And Becky, right off the bat, you can see she's very emotional. She speaks. She's torn between joy and sadness because things are about to change in her life. And she reflects on her time just walking into the PC, and she starts crying. She's breaking down. I was breaking down a bit here. And all the people that care about her and have made her a part of history. Becky Lynch and, the fans, they stood up for her, had her back, and that's who she grabbed onto. And so Becky says the fans, they deserve to hear it first. So she has to go away for a while. And then Asuka comes storming down to the ring. She's like, "What's going on? The briefcase is mine." Becky says, "You've beaten me. You've beaten me before when no one else could, and you're the best wrestler in the world. So I'm glad this is happening to you." The match last night wasn't for a title opportunity. It was for so much more, and you haven't been able to unlock this briefcase. And Becky then puts in the code, and she opens the briefcase, revealing the Raw Women's title inside. And Becky then reveals that this match was actually for the championship. And I can't fight anymore. But you can. You are the champion. And so Asuka grabs the belt and she's like, I'm the champion! I'm the champion! She does her dance. She's celebrating. She's going up and down the ramp. Becky smiles. She's laughing. And eventually Asuka gets her way. She comes back in the ring. And Becky's like, I'm happy. I'm happy you're the champion. You go and be a warrior because I'm going to be a mother. And this is when, she puts her hands over her mouth, and Asuka's reaction, so genuine. She's like, gonna be a mother? Gonna be a mother? She's just the genuine. Becky starts crying. Asuka starts crying. I was crying. They're hugging. They had this big embrace. They're hugging. Asuka chants, Becky, Becky. Everyone's happy. We're also happy for Becky. It is very conflicting because she's had a great run on top of the whole company, this woman's title. 398 days. But now it's officially over. We love you, Becky. We love you, Becky Lynch.
The highest paid female superstar in the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is great. Congratulations to everyone. Her, Seth, hopefully he's the father. Of course, we haven't seen Becky since Mania, and we were all kind of wondering why.
I've been asking for weeks, and now it all makes sense now.
We had been asking why. I think this is just another victim. I too believe that in anywhere between 7 to 12 months from now, there will be an influx of little babies. Given all the time that couples have to be on their own some.
Yeah. Well, she afterwards, she confirmed there's a due date of December. So she was technically pregnant during WrestleMania in her match.
Thanks.
But I'm sure she didn't know at that point. But
Okay.
18 months or so she's been on top of the company, and now she's going to be gone for, it could be like 2 years before we'd see her in the ring again with all this. Who knows?
Oh, of course. No, I think, I think you could probably get back to work after, just a couple weeks.
No,
Have
but I
the
mean, she might
baby,
just want to
take
stay
a couple
home for a
weeks.
while. She might just, I don't know.
I
We'll
think
see.
you'll be fine after that.
Either way, it's it's very, what an opening segment. Asuka, she'll carry the crown well, though, and in this moment, she becomes a Grand Slam champion because she never had the Raw title before.
Oh,
So she joins only Bailey.
This was it, eh? Her and Bailey.
Yeah, her and Bailey.
Yeah.
But
oh man, it's fantastic.
yes, what an opening segment, though. I got very emotional. It was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Becky Lynch. But it wasn't a retirement. It was just, but yeah, it didn't feel like a retirement, but in a bad, like it was happy and sad, and just because of such a monumental reign she's had.
Of course, and this is what I think is very important too. Is like we just said, or like we talked about for the Tweety League champion. Also, like Mike Kanellis is already teaching his kid how to check their strikes on super kicks. Right? I'm telling you, we will eventually receive a Daniel Bryan's kid versus like the Miz's kid versus Becky Lynch's kid. I'm telling you, if you want to talk,
Lacey Evans' daughter will be the oldest one.
if you want to talk long-term booking,
Lacey Evans' daughter will be the Natalia of the division.
she's the Natalia of the
older one
division,
that's
of course. And then Dominic Mysterio is the Paul Heyman character. So
the whole next Triple H's 3 daughters running around somewhere.
So this runs forever. So Mike, so I have a question for you now too here, because of course Wikipedia is great at very, very well categorizing the champions of all sorts of stuff and when they won it, the pay-per-view was at, how many days they're currently champion, and they also have days recognized by WWE. Is that those are 2 different numbers now?
Because so I think for the most part I go with the WWE, because in this case the Money in the Bank match was taped weeks ago, so technically Asuka's had the belt for 2 weeks or whatever.
Okay, so what's the
so that's where the gap comes
what's
from.
even the point of counting that number though? Shouldn't it be when it comes on television is
it's just for stat nerds, I guess.
Oh, fuck those guys. Fuck those people.
That's all it is. They're technically real days, even though no one knew it happened 3 weeks ago. It did. So it's stupid, but that's why that's
lame.
It happened. It happened a lot more often than the old days when every show was pre-taped. So reigns would be 2 weeks long, but they were actually 2 months on television and things like that.
Right. That's a good point. Okay. Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah. But anyways, it is. Yeah, it's a good thing to address.
Thanks for clearing that up.
No, like I said though before, this reign, I thought she could have gone to 1,000 days. That would have been fun.
Yeah, we were expecting 2 days, 2 years straight.
At least 2 years, but not meant to be. Nope. And then, of course, afterwards, she walks through the curtain, and Rey Mysterio, Natalia, Street Profits, Liv Morgan, all these people just come up and congratulate her. R-Truth there, he's a father. He's like, yeah, you're gonna love it. They even showed a short clip of Vince McMahon himself. He was hugging Becky and talking, but there was no sound. We didn't get to hear. It was the end of The Office and that movie with Bill Murray.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Well, the end of The Office when Michael speaks to Pam, you don't hear what he says.
Right. Oh, well, that's not the end of The Office.
Well,
that's
for me, that's the end of The Office.
That was it.
When
That
Michael
was it for
Scott,
you, eh? You gave up after Michael Scott left?
I mean, I've seen it, but it's not. The show goes from 9.5 to a 7.
What could it have done to get that last 0.5 there?
I don't know. It's probably a 10. I was just being Dave Meltzer and WWE.
I was being a Meltzer. Do we think Meltzer's going to give? No, he's not going to. He's not reviewing any of these matches, right? Any the Money in the Bank matches.
I don't think so. Yeah, he's it's not. But yeah, Vince and Becky, they had a moment. There was something said, but it seemed very emotional.
Hopefully, it was something along the lines of congratulations.
Yeah, when you come back, you'll still be the man. Now go be the mom. Then Bobby Lashley's coming out to take on Humberto Carrillo in a no DQ match. So early on, Lashley grabs a chair, but Carrillo just runs and jumps off the apron, kicks her right in the face of Lashley.
Yikes.
Good headshot. So Carrillo's in control for the next little while until Lashley picks him up, just runs him headfirst into the post. So Carrillo grabs a chair. He unloads on Lashley. But then back in the ring, Lashley just locks in the full Nelson and gets a submission win.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah, that's a little old school move.
And Lashley's been on a bit of an uptick lately.
Yeah, now that Lana's not coming to the ring with him,
Yeah,
so something's going on. But then we got Angel Garza taking on Akira Tozawa. And there's some beef going on. The Vagabonds, they were arguing with each other backstage before the match, and continues here. They're just bickering, and Garza, he ends up hitting the wing clipper, gets the win. But then him and Theory continue to argue until Drew McIntyre comes out and just says, "Bring it, bitches!" And he nails Theory with a Claymore. Garza laughs at him, and then he gets nailed with a Claymore. So Andrade gets in Drew's face and says, "Let's do this. Let's have a match."
I don't get. I don't get what's happening. Like so Tozawa, so he's pulling like triple duty these days. He's 2-0 in that cruiserweight title tournament.
Yeah, it's like the tale of two Tozawas.
I'm writing that one down.
On NXT, he's a legit threat.
And on Raw, he's getting jobbed out. It's so weird.
Yeah, like there's other guys I don't get it either. But then we get right into that next match. Drew taking on Andrade. Good little match. Eventually, Drew hits his reverse Alabama Slam, followed by a Claymore to get the win. And then afterwards, Drew just kind of cuts a promo, talking about Seth Rollins putting up a hell of a fight, but he's still the champ. Excuse me. And then he extends an invitation to SmackDown. He says, I don't know.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Mike? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what he says. Okay. Drew McIntyre nonchalantly brings up what he calls an interbrand challenge. You may know it as a wild card. What's right? Wild card, bitches.
A brand-to-brand invitational. Or whatever. So he says, next week I'm going to face someone that everyone hates or something like that.
So this is how we do wild card. This is how we do it, folks. I wonder how long it's been since the last time they said this wasn't going to happen. Not that I care.
This isn't a wild card. This is an invitation. It's an open invitation.
Roman. Let's get Roman.
If you invite someone and they come, you can't kick them out.
That's a good point.
So next week, Drew will face King Corbin.
No, great. It's King Corbin. It's not even Roman or Daniel
I said
Bryan.
It's someone everyone hates.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then backstage, MVP, he's continuing to build his brand. He recruits Lashley, or he's trying to recruit Lashley, and then afterwards he walks by Lana, and she just freaks out. Just, who do you think you are? But he's putting Lashley on the upswing, so that's what he is.
Yeah, he's it's a manager who can do stuff, who knows what they're doing. Not being said, Lana does have a history of managing, champions in Rusev.
Yeah, and she is,
but not lately.
She is inadvertently responsible for Becky Lynch getting into the Rumble and winning and main eventing.
I mean, there's so many people to thank. Nia Jax, we have to Dean Ambrose, because he was also there, adjacent to that.
But let's go on here. The Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, are here for a special moment of bliss. And they just put over Becky Lynch for becoming a mom. And just when I thought this night couldn't get any more emotional. Iconic! From one end of the spectrum to the other, they're back, baby. I have been waiting months and months and months. Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, they're here. Billie Kay just comes out.
Royce.
You gotta be joking me. Joking me.
So I love that there was I'm sure we would have speculated at one point, are the Iconics going to come back repackaged or anything? Nope.
No. Why would they? Why would they? I didn't. There's nothing wrong with them. So, fuck yeah. They're here. They come down. They cut a promo on Bliss Cross. And, Alexa's, she's like, oh, you guys, are you sad about Becky taking the thunder away from your return? And so they exchange jabs back and forth on the mic. And Iconics tell him, you got to focus on those tag titles and get ready to defend them tonight. But Nikki says, no, you don't deserve a shot at our babies. So Iconics say, fine, no titles, but we're having this match. So we get that. Bliss Cross take on Iconics. I've been waiting months and months, so here we go. And, there's, great teamwork they're showing. Nikki gets dumped to the outside, and then Billy Kay nails Alexa in the throat behind the ref's back, tags in Peyton. And then they hit this cool new tag team maneuver. I don't know what to call it. A reverse snapshot, if you will.
I don't even know what a forward snapshot is, I'll be honest.
There you go. And they get the big win. So give those ladies a title shot. And they later on announced that they do. Next week, we'll have the women's tag title. So let's go.
And just like that, we freshened it up.
Completely redeemed yourself.
Just like that. Well, I mean, no, but quite frankly, though, there's literally no other team that I think is any more deserving of a women's tag shot. I mean, Asuka has been, Asuka's champ now doing her own thing. Fire
Kairi's
Desire
still
is
here,
not
but she's
happening. The Iconics is the only other team. They're the only team that has a fucking name.
Yeah, they've been always a team.
Never singles, always a team, always on the same page. Give them a shot, give them the belt.
Give them the belt. Fuck right. Let's do it next week.
Next week, yeah.
Every week from now on, I want to see them. Then backstage, Rey Mysterio gets interviewed, and then this is when he talks about being thrown off the roof at Money in the Bank, where luckily he landed on the lower roof, just 6 feet down.
So why though? Like, why did Rey Mysterio have to either get tossed or because I feel like so like I just said during the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Mike, like they couldn't last 24 hours without telling us that he wasn't actually thrown off the roof, Give me.
Well, there could be people at home. There have been people that are stupid enough that have actually called 911 after watching episodes of wrestling.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Just
one time.
Just to say,
no, because they thought it was real. They're like, this man has a gun, or this man just blew up a car, or things like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, legitimate.
That's too funny.
It's happened.
I gotta look for some of these stories if they exist.
Yeah. One was when Brian Pillman pulled the gun on Steve Austin.
Okay, shit.
The other was when Vince McMahon's limo blew up. It looked like he was dead. But, so Rey Mysterio, he's alive, only a 6-foot drop, and he saw Alistair drop beside him. But by the time they got up, the match was over. And then Seth Rollins walks up, and Rey congratulates him on becoming a father. He's like, yeah, man, changed your life. I'm so happy for you and Becky. And then he extends a hand, but Seth is he's out of it. He just walks off. He's in a daze. And Rey says, what a dick. Uncensored D word.
You never hear that. You hear more bitches. You hear more bitches than dicks. That's for sure.
Yeah, not too many dicks, but that's the second verse of Why Don't You Get a Job? Right. Deep.
Good one. Deep cut. Deep cut. Only the old fans will know that one.
Then we get some 6-man tag action. R-Truth, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet taking on Shane Thorne, the Vink, and MVP.
The Vink. Brendan Vink. New favorite.
Brendan Vink. And MVP, the new player coach, he's here. Mm-hmm. And Truth, for whatever reason, he was wearing these buck teeth and calling himself Pretty Ricky. I don't know what that was, but whatever.
That's his Instagram handle.
Is it?
Yeah, well, he won last week. That's how he was tweeted champion last week. That's how I know.
I didn't remember the Pretty Ricky for whatever reason.
Oh, well.
Okay. Well, yeah, he was here. MVP and Truth, they're fighting. Truth is nailed in the mouth, so he takes out his fake teeth, and he gives it to the ref. That grosses him out. And then Truth hits his lie detector on MVP to get the win. But then after the match, Lashley comes down, spears Truth, then he leaves with MVP, his new ally. So it seems to be official.
It seems to be official. I mean, he's pretty good at recruiting new talent also.
Yeah, I like that so Vega's got her little group. MVP's putting together a little group over here. I like it.
I like stables.
Yeah, exactly. We need more stables.
We need more stables in life. You know that?
Exactly. We got to stick together.
We got to stick together. Power in numbers. That way, when you get you're getting the shit kicked out of you in the middle of the ring after the bell rings, someone will come and maybe help you. I don't know, fucking help you for a second. Exactly.
And then Backstage, Shayna Baszler just cuts a mean promo on Becky saying, "You're so stupid, becoming pregnant while champion, and 10 out of 10 women's pregnancies ruins their careers." She was just, being very, very hateful.
Rude, Shayna.
Rude, Shayna. At some point, there was also a backstage segment with Asuka where Kairi Sane shows up. She's like, "Oh, you're the champion!" And she's all happy for Asuka as well. So.
Yeah, that was also nice.
She's still happy. Yeah, everyone's
happy.
Then Rey Mysterio teaming up with his roof buddy Aleister Black to take on Seth Rollins and Murphy. And as Seth comes out, he's just dejected. He's catatonic on his way to the ring. He's I guess the news of being a father. It seems like he didn't know before tonight either.
Yeah, also, you think that, I would have loved if they cut to backstage him when Becky announces, like, what the fuck? Because, again, I sure as hell hope Seth's the father.
Well, yeah, I don't think they'll play an angle out of this. But who knows? But anyways, on to the match.
Be Roman.
Oh, God. That would be spicy. Could be Mike the Shoot Chef.
Jesus Christ.
But the match goes on. Murphy, he's doing all the work. Seth is just standing motionless in the corner there. Murphy puts up a good fight on his own while Seth is, he's just catatonic until Rey Mysterio goes for the 619 on Murphy. And this is when Rollins finally moves. He catches Rey, dumps him to the floor. So the ref just calls for the DQ right there. But Rollins had enough, so he just starts beating on Rey, and Murphy tries to get involved. He's like, "Stay back!" So he beats on Rey some more, grabs his head, and then he just shoves his eye right into the corner of these steel steps. Rey pulls back. He's bleeding from the eye. The officials come out to check on him. Yeah, Seth doesn't know what the hell he's done.
Seth is a man in the midst of a crisis. I'll tell you that much.
Very much
Not only
so.
is he about to be a father, but this shocking revelation maybe came shortly after having to process a loss for the WWE Championship, right? I mean, he is himself the Monday Night Messiah, but how can he lead his disciples when he's unsure of himself?
I don't know, but he tried to ruin the vision of Rey Mysterio here, and
it does seem like we said December, so there's going to have to be a time where Seth Rollins is eventually going to take off time.
Yeah, so who knows? We'll see, but he's going to be around for the next little while at least. And then backstage, the doctors are checking on Rey and bloody eye, and he's got his mask off. And then Aleister Black's there with him when Seth and Murphy come up, and Rollins is like, "Man, I don't know what happened." And Black and Murphy start fighting. And
blacked
shit
out.
Breaks loose. Yeah, he blacked out. And then Seth just kind of walks off. And then we go to Viking Raiders taking on Street Profits in a good old game of basketball.
Hoops.
They show a brief during the practice. The Vikings go for an alley-oop, and he just tosses the ball right into the roof. But let's start the game. Vikings, they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to check the ball and whatever. Street Profits, they're dribbling circles around them. They're up 21 after a quarter. Vikings keep failing, 37-0 at the half. Ford just nails a half-court shot. They're just showing off. And then in the fourth quarter, the Vikings finally make a buzzer-beater shot. They think they've won, but the final score is 74-2.
74-2, yeah.
For the Street Profits. So they shake hands, and Vikings, they just say, "Hey, man, we let you win." Street Profits like, "Yeah, quit playing." They're like, "Ivar, show him." And then he just starts shooting a bunch of three-pointers, and they play a knockoff of the Harlem Globetrotters theme.
Yeah, the little... yeah.
He hits an overhand bucket from half court. He's just nailing it. And Street Profits can't believe it. And the Vikings are like, "Yeah, anything you can do, we can do better." And then he just finishes it off with a big slam dunk.
It was fun. That was fun.
That was a fun little side.
That was a fun little side bit. Pre-tape it, pre-record it. It'd be a lot of fun if they do other sports. Watch them play some hockey.
Yeah, next week.
Some two-hand touch, maybe some football. Maybe even just like a game of Twister. I don't know.
Yeah, darts. Then we get Shayna Baszler taking on Natalya. Natty, she does all right. She avoids having her arm broken, but Shayna instead just nails her with a huge knee strike to the head and gets the 3 count.
Yeah, she keeps losing.
She is. She's not winning the big ones, but she's winning these little ones.
Yep. Well, the Shayna Baszler, now that Becky's out of the picture, like we love freshening things up over here on the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Just like that, brand new champ, and the previous champion is out of the picture. So now we have room for the likes of Shayna Baszler, the Nia Jaxes, the other peoples.
Yeah, Shayna Asuka could be a good match. They both got their similar submissions. And
of course, yeah.
Shayna and Kairi Sane have a bit of history.
Yeah. Who knows?
But let's go. Edge is here.
Edge?
For the first time since he's back.
Huh.
For the first time since his WrestleMania match, which, he comes out, talks about that. Beating Orton. He got his closure after Orton gave him the fight of his life. And now him and his family are ready to move on. But the Rand Man's not. He comes out.
Oh, that Randy.
He says, he's like, congrats. The better man won. But and then he goes to leave, but then he laughs and he comes back. He says, you know what? I can't be the bigger man. I can't lie to myself. The better man won at Mania, but the better wrestler didn't. I didn't get up before 10, but it didn't take me 9 years to get back. And then he just closes out saying, if you got the guts, then at Backlash, it's going to be Edge versus Orton in a straight-up wrestling match. And then we just end on silence as Edge thinks it over.
As he contemplates what he chooses to do. A straight-up wrestling match.
Straight-up wrestling match.
Yeah.
At Backlash.
Right away,
too.
So,
Well, and then, so Orton wins that one. And then the third match is the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules.
Oh.
That's where it gets.
That's where it'll get. That's where it'll get.
You don't sound happy
that's
about
where
it.
it'll get. No, I think I'm happy. I mean, I don't know. Out of those pre-taped Mania matches, that one was certainly the bottom of my list.
Yeah, that
out of
one
those
didn't
three,
go.
I think I liked I liked the fuck. I don't know. I mean, if they don't have to be there, like we were saying, that Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano match was like all fine and good, also.
Yeah,
It was a straight up wrestling match. I mean, they went around the ring and kind of fucked around with each other, but it was more or less.
But yeah, it was more wrestling than the Edge Orton.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm looking most forward to the straight up wrestling match, because these guys are like 40. We're gonna watch a couple 40-year-olds like beat the shit out of each other with chairs and tables and ladders and setting up for big spots.
Did.
Yeah, we already watched that. I just want to see some good old fashioned wrestling.
Yeah, no, so that's what we'll get. And it also seems that they're AJ and Undertaker seems like they'll have a regular wrestling match at some point as well.
That would be fun. Yeah,
AJ's still thinking about it.
It doesn't feel like it's over there. They keep foreshadowing it for us. And only AJ Styles, who's gonna lose to Taker twice and still lose, and they not lose anything for it. You know, he's still so fucking talented and so beloved. He can lose twice in a row and no one would care.
Not I.
And that was Monday Night Raw.
Yes, what a wild roller coaster of a show.
What a roller coaster of a show, of a week.
But, yeah, I gotta say, that might have been one of the best episodes of Raw of the Empty Arena era, though.
Truly was.
At least most memorable, for sure.
One of the most memorable, of course. And they're getting, and the show's improving in small ways every single week. I'm sure there will be a time where we look, in a couple months, we'll look back on one of the earlier on shows and just see that huge improvement room. And I love how there is room for improvement, and they are, it does feel like they are trying to improve things.
Yeah. And yes, they do listen to some things. They switch the camera
Yeah,
around.
whether it be a new camera angle or
less video packages, more original content.
Yes, just quick interviews backstage, more let's go. I mean, we have that time to fill. There's no more, we're not panning on an arena shot because there's no fucking arena. So let's just keep moving.
And yeah, it is good. Like, we have the in-ring interviews, we have those basketball out of the ring. We got lots of variety going on right now.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Which is good.
Fantastic. And that was the whole wrestling week. Or at least, oh my God, not even. That was the weekend.
Half a week.
It's not even Wednesday yet.
It's been such a big week. That's why we had to cut this one in half.
You had to cut this one in half for sure, Mike. Let's finish off the show after a big pay-per-view and a big announcement like this. We need to crown ourselves off with the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week.
What you got, Mike?
Well, for me, I'm going to have to go with the man, Becky Lynch, of course, after her amazing run on top, amazing title reign, having to relinquish it in a bittersweet manner, but one of the most memorable Raw moments in years. And, Becky Lynch, the man, forever and always.
Becky Lynch, the man, forever and always. You know what? On any other week, this award would be going to either of our Money in the Bank winner champions, especially Otis, on any other week. But I, too, am rolling with the man, Becky Lynch, one of the greatest female champions of all time, highest paid woman to ever step foot in the squared circle, absolute legend, and about to be a mother. So that is so cool.
Yeah, awesome. And much like you, after Sunday, after the pay-per-view, I had Asuka and
Otis
Otis penciled in.
He was almost penned in, by the way.
Yeah, it was almost penned.
I
Luckily,
enjoyed that Money in the Bank match so much, I almost used pen.
it was great. But of course, something as groundbreaking as Becky had to take the cake.
And this was a multiple
because she won't be. She's probably not going to be able to win this title for the rest of the year, at least for a while now.
Certainly not. I mean, when she returns, and I'm just, again, like I said before, just praying to God that Seth Rollins is the father.
And whenever fans do come back, that return pop for Becky,
will be huge.
Baby.
Everyone in their man shirt, and then
I got mine.
And then she has a little baby that has, and the shirt says the baby. And so then she's the man and the baby or something.
They got to.
They'll play it off somehow when that happens.
Yeah. Seth has a shirt that says the
yeah, I know. His says the mom.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the one that wears the little baby carrier.
Yeah. He's pushing the stroller around, doing all so the man and her baby can do the thing. Well, that was great, Mike. That was the show. Remember to rate, review, like, subscribe to the podcast because we're everywhere, baby. We won't go away. We'll have another show coming up because, of course, we'll have to cover up the Wednesday Night Wars. So maybe we'll have a show maybe this weekend. That'll probably work out.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, Saturday after SmackDown and Wednesday nights? I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll try to catch ourselves back on schedule. Or maybe we do like a short show and then just
do Thursday?
Who even knows?
And then catch,
who
I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out off air, but all I know is we got, Wednesday night, there's a big match happening because Chris Jericho is taking on Pineapple Pete.
No fucking way.
It's happening. So
oh my
you don't
God,
want to miss
Mike.
that.
Where did you hear this news? We did the
Breaking
news
news.
segment, breaking news, like within the last since.
Well, no, I knew about it.
Son of a
but
bitch.
Sometimes this is a reason people you got to stick around to the end of the show.
Oh my! You got to stick around to the end of the show because now you got to find out that Chris Jericho is taking on the Pineapple Pete. I hope it's a 23-minute barn burner, just destroyers and super kicks. Oh my God! I can't wait, Mike. I can't wait till Wednesday night. And until we talk next, you take care of yourself.